The C7 Corvette Stingray. Can somebody explain to me why I'm just as excited for this as I was for the Z06? These are all just such great cars. This one also has the 7-speed manual transmission, making it twice as good. Before we go for a drive, guys, the white and the black, I mean, you really just, no matter what kind of Corvette you get, I don't think you can go wrong with this thing. If you did watch the C7 Z06 video, you're going to notice that this exterior is quite a bit more tame. Look at this vent on the hood. It's like glistening in the sun. I think the entire design of this car is just so good. White and black everywhere you look. Moving along to the side, these wheels are, I mean, I think this car would look ultra good if the wheels were blacked out, but maybe that'd be too much black. They still look good though. 4-piston brakes, tires are 245 in width, 19-inch wheels. Nice vent here. It's been debadged. Normally you'd have a Stingray badge there. Another vent. Back here, your tires are going to be 285. You also get 4-piston brakes, and your wheels are going to be 20 inches. And in the back, I'm very happy that this one has a spoiler. I think C7 Corvettes without a spoiler in the back just look incomplete to me. So I'm very happy to see that on this one. Smoked out taillights, and the best part, an aftermarket exhaust. This exhaust setup sounds absolutely amazing. So I don't want to make you guys wait anymore. Let's go ahead and hop in this thing, go for a drive, and see what we think. So I really love the interior here. You just get all the necessities plus some. This does have the 7-speed manual, as I mentioned, and isn't that so cool, a 7-speed manual? Like, what other cars have a 7-speed manual? If you do know of some, comment below, because I only hear of 5 and 6 speeds, so that makes this very unique. The more you drive this, it warms up and feels and gets better. So overall though, we'll talk about this in a second, but I think it's just a lovely shifter to go through. Steering wheel is phenomenal. Always love the feel of these. It's fully leather. It's got nice stitching. You get the Corvette logo right here. No Z06 competition badge with carbon fiber down here because, you know, they got to save some stuff to make the Z06 feel more special. But either way, this gives you everything you need. You still get the driver-centric interior. Definitely a lot of plastic in here. You know, you kind of gotta, you know, cup holder's a bit annoying to use, but that's okay. I mean, if they really tried to spice this interior up like crazy and put carbon fiber everywhere and make everything the highest of quality, then we're gonna start looking at a car that's like 60-70,000 for a Stingray. I am so glad to see that this car is at the price point that it's at. Just a phenomenal deal overall. With that being said, here we are driving the C7 Corvette Stingray. Let's start with some corners here. First things first, 4 road conditions, 455 horsepower. Well, it definitely depends on how much the car weighs, but we're in a car that weighs just under 3,300 pounds. It is more than plenty. I know the Z06 is out there, right? But this thing moves it pulls so much harder than you would expect. I mean, even if you have high expectations, this thing will exceed your expectations. Oh my gosh. I mean, after getting out of the Z06, getting in this thing, I am so pleased with how this feels. It is, I knew it was gonna be fast, right? I've driven Mustang GTs, and I know these are just a bit faster than Mustang GTs, but especially when you have the 7-speed manual to go with it, this thing is on another level, especially with the way it sounds. Nothing beats the sound of a V8 Corvette. Well, a V10 in a Lamborghini, sure, yes it does, but I'm really comparing this to cars that are in the $0 to $50,000 price range, because C7 Corvettes, you can easily find them between 40 to 50. This one has 69,000 miles on it, and it's still holding up really well. The one negative thing, if I may say, is belt tensioners are known to fail on C7 Corvettes rather quickly. I drove a C7 Corvette with 80,000 miles, and it had a very loud whine when there's obviously no supercharger. I'm starting to hear that in this one. Now, that's not a major issue, so that's not something I would just be prepared for, right? Fix it early on if you can. If you start to hear the whine, you know what it is. But anyway, regardless of that, this car has the performance of something that should not be in the $40,000 to $50,000 price range. And the sound, the cornering ability, as you just saw, it is so phenomenal. I mean, wow. This car is no joke. And sure, the speed here, the 0 to 60 being 3.9 seconds and the quarter mile being 12.2, you'll get used to it, but it's not gonna be to the point where you hop in this thing and you get bored. Some cars, that's the case. This one, that will never be the case. You know, the more I've spent several hours driving this thing, and yes, it's starting to be not as scary, but when you floor it, you literally are, like, you feel the G's in the back of your seat, and that's what you want in a car's acceleration. So good. To compare it to the 2024 Mustang GT, that one, it definitely, with the 10-speed automatic, it felt just as quick as this, but the manual gives it, sir, you're in the middle of the road. And there's more people on the road. Okay, we're just gonna be careful here. The manual gives it a whole new experience, and that's another thing with C7 Corvettes, by the way. With the C8 Corvette no longer offering their cars in manual, this is just becoming an incredible, awesome car. I absolutely love it. And the design is incredible. It still breaks necks despite it being a 10-year-old design. The interior, yeah, it's not as special as a lot of more modern cars now, but from what I've been reading from you guys in the comments, a lot of you aren't a fan of the big iPad screens or anything. I mean, I am, because I think it's kind of cool going in there, touching buttons, changing the interior color, accessing a bunch of cool tech features in there, but I understand the appeal to just wanting the raw driving experience. And this one, yeah, it has a bit more modern tech. You get this infotainment system, you get the digital screen right in the center here, which is customizable based on which drive mode you go through. We're in track right now. If we go over to sport mode, that's one negative. They can be a little bit glitchy, but they load after about 3 to 4 seconds. That's sport mode. You get tour mode. And this one has an aftermarket exhaust, so you're not going to hear the exhaust note change between the modes. Normally, if you're in Tour, Economy, or Weather mode, the valves stay closed, and when you go to Sport or Track, it opens up those valves, and it's a noticeable increase in sound. This one just sounds insane, absolutely insane. We just went back to Weather. Oh man. Of course, this has the rev match. They're kind of like paddle shifters, so if you click it, it'll tell you rev match is off, and the gear will be white. Click it again, the gear will just turn orange, and that tells you that you now have auto rev match on. That is, name a better sounding car for under 50K. I'll be waiting. In fact, I'll be waiting the rest of my life. Yeah, I guess it's not entirely fair because this has an aftermarket exhaust. I guess a Shelby GT350, a heavily used one, that can be found for under 50K, so I can understand that. But this thing just screams at you. Screams at you, unlike, it's very unique. You can identify the sound of this car once you hear it a few times, and especially once you hear GTs. The Camaro SS is gonna have literally the same engine, so they do sound different though. This one has the quad tip exhaust in the back. Camaro they have a different setup with the exhaust system. All C7 Corvettes have the quad tip exhaust, no matter if you get the Z51 performance package or what kind of spec you get. Now, Z51 performance pack, I have not actually had much experience with that, but seriously, I mean, then you're talking about more expensive with the price tag. So I don't know. If you don't have a lot of money, and you're up for something between 40 to 50K, this is one to look at. Second gear, let's get it. It's not just the power this car has, it's the sound it makes. Something about a screaming, menacing V8 right behind you makes it feels even faster. Like, and it adds so much drama to the driving experience with the shifting. Oh, Corvettes. Oh, Corvettes. I'm so happy this is an American brand. This should be the car that just represents America. Mustangs are great, Camaros are great, but there's a reason why Corvettes are, usually when you look at similar years, they're about $15,000 more than the Mustang / Camaro competitors, if you even want to consider those cars competitors. I think Corvettes, they are in kind of their own league. It's not very fair to compare Camaros and Mustangs because, well, these things are so much lighter in weight. Is it just me, or do you guys love just kind of rolling back, just flexing on everyone, letting them know you got the manual? It makes driving so much better. Now that the C8 Corvette is out, you know, yes, that thing is a lot faster. You get the dual clutch transmission, you get the crazy interior design with the exterior design, but there's no option to get it in manual. So if I had to choose between a C8 automatic or a C7 automatic, I'd go with the C8 for sure, but you also do have to consider the price difference as well. 1 second, sorry. I shouldn't need to apologize. You guys want this, right? I know I'm probably granny shifting, but I respect other people's cars. I'm not down to mess anything up, so whatever. But yeah, so a C7 Corvette, you're gonna find them starting at around 45 if it's reasonable miles, good condition. C8 Corvettes, you're gonna find those versions, the Stingrays, at 65 starting, good condition, low mileage, probably 70s where you want to look at. So that's a 25. We got a bridge. One moment. Let's do a crisp downshift under here. Ready? Oh! Oh! Wow! Oh my gosh. I keep getting sidetracked, but I'm sure you guys can understand. Yes, this thing will make you laugh your ass off too. It is that good. It's not, you don't have to get the Z06. That was a little bit close, buddy. So, as I was saying, with the C8 Corvette being $25,000 more, if I'm comparing automatic to automatic, yes, it is a $25,000 upgrade without a doubt in my mind. With that exterior, the interior, the dual clutch automatic versus not having a dual clutch in this thing if you got an automatic version, the C8 wins. I think it's definitely worth the extra 25. Not a doubt in my mind, actually. But manual, I would argue the manual version of the C7 Stingray is a much better value than a C8 Corvette with the dual clutch automatic, despite, you know, the huge increase in engineering and thought that went into literally every aspect of the C8. It is so fast! Oh my gosh! I love it. I am also very excited to get my hands on a C6 Corvette because those, the non-Z06 models, you can find those at around $25,000 to $35,000, which sounds like an incredible deal. So I'm excited to try one of those out in the future if we can get our hands on one. But this thing exceeded my expectations. I was not expecting that it had this much to offer. So let me know what you guys think about this car, if you would buy one, and if you think of another car that's better than this, below 50K, let me know down in the comments because I'd love to hear it and potentially review one in the future. Appreciate you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace!